Hey there everyone, Mazarok here, and today I want to go over my DragonFlight wish list for Protection Warrior, kind of basically what I want to see in the talents, what they could do, throw out some ideas, because Prot Warrior has been one of my most fun specs to play. I've really enjoyed it throughout Shadowlands, and it's not been in its best iteration, and I honestly believe Prot Warrior could just be an absolute ton of fun in DragonFlight, but there's some things that would obviously need to be put in or changed. I have no idea what Blizzard is going to do, so this video is purely speculative, it's opinionated, it's subjective. So so before we get started with what I would like to see in DragonFlight, please like, comment, subscribe. It goes such a long way to support the channel, and I am absolutely still flabbergasted to this day at all of the positive support that all of you have given me, and thank you so much. There is a community Discord link down below. If you have any questions or you'd like to continue this conversation in Discord, check that link out down below. As well, there is a Twitch link down below. I stream, so you can watch me stream if that's what you so want. You can talk to me live, answer questions and all that live on stream. So let's get to it. One of the things that I would like to see come back in DragonFlight is the Reprisal Legendary in some format. Not necessarily the way that it is, because I understand it's very powerful, but like you can't really imagine a Prot Warrior going into a Mythic Plus dungeon without Reprisal. It's just they go hand in hand right now, because it solves so many of the weaknesses that Prot Warrior has in Mythic Plus. So one of the things that they could bring forward with it is the increased rage from charge and the shield block, the 4 seconds of shield block that you get from charging or intervening. Maybe not intervening, but just charge. You could bring that some way as a talent pick. But I think it'd be really, really good. That you need it. You need something like that to kind of go forward and move forward with, right? So that's something I think that they should put into the talent tree at some point. The other one would be an empowered ignore pain / spell reflect. So you could like break it off into like an inverted Y sequence or whatever have you not, where you could put 5 points in each or whatever, and choose to empower your ignore pain going from like 50 to 90% absorb, or to choose to have an empowered spell reflect that wouldn't necessarily reflect more damage, but the amount of times it's used before its proc is completely used up, right? So right now, if you reflect one thing, bye-bye spell reflect, it's gone. But what you could do is you could put points into it to increase how many hits that you could reflect back. Now, this could be OP, so like perhaps the more hits that you reflect, it would deal less damage. So if it's like, 2 hits, it reflects back at 80%. If it's 3 hits, it's 70%, and bring it down to like 5 hits at 50%. But the thing is to use this as a defensive, because in dungeons like Halls of Atonement, Sanguine Depths, you just get peppered with wicked bolts that you can barely live. It's tough. This would be a great way to put spell reflect back on the highlight and not just make it a tank buster defensive. It would be very strong. And honestly, every 20-25 seconds you could put the cooldown back up to 25 seconds for this, but just being able to reflect back more of these smaller hitting abilities but that end up chonking you for a lot would be really, really good, but not great in all scenarios. Because I'm thinking of some dungeons right off the bat where I don't think that's necessary, and having a stronger ignore pain could be really, really good. And because that's one thing that made Prot Warrior really good back in BFA was ignore pain was 90%, not 50, 55 as it is now, but it was 50 going into Shadowlands, and that hurt them a lot. So those are like 2 of the things that you could change. One of the other things that I would like to see changed is make Indomitable baseline. Indomitable, what it does is for every X amount of rage that you spend, I think it's like 10, you gain 1% of your maximum health back. Just make that baseline. Truly, just make it baseline, and then have a talent row that is an actual heal. Like something that lets you heal every once in a while. Honestly, the ability that takes away the kill proc from Victorious Rush is actually not bad, but it just doesn't compare to Indomitable. But if you were able to have both, that would solve a lot of Prot Warriors' problems right now of being super reliant on healers, and could make them a very strong tank again. Because the thing with Prot Warrior right now is if you take damage, you have no real considerable way to heal yourself back up solo, considering Last Stand is an offensive cooldown right now with the Conduit. But at the same time, like, it's just really, it's only like a 30% health bonus every 3 minutes without the talent. Really not crazy strong. And I mean, Rallying Cry. So there's not a lot of things that kind of you really have to work with, and you have to, in a Mythic Plus scenario, you have to hope that you get the last kill to be able to proc your Victorious Rush to heal you up. So I'm thinking something along the lines that can help Prot Warriors get to where they need to be, really. You know, and I honestly think it's not much. It's a few little things that can make them very, very strong. Another thing that I would like to see is I would like to see options for Last Stand, or just ways to customize abilities. Because right now you have a couple of ways to change around your Last Stand in Shadowlands, where you can put the Conduit that gives you like 60% increased rage generation during the duration of Last Stand. You also have the talent, which brings it down to 2 minutes and gives you 15 seconds of shield block. You could put those things in, like, so here's your Last Stand tree, because it could be a lot of fun to just work around with it. Make it you could choose to make it a big heal, a 60% heal with a talent, or, you know, give you 15% of shield block, or you know, when you cast Last Stand, increase your rage generation. I think keeping some sort of variance of that would be really, really good, and really good for the spec itself. Covenant choices. Prot Warrior has a few decent Covenant choices that I would like to see maybe brought along in some sort of fashion. Ancient Aftershock for Night Fae is a very fun ability to press, so what you could do is have a Shockwave talent that reduces the cooldown of Shockwave, or turns it into a longer cooldown, but makes it into Ancient Aftershock. That's an option that you could do. Or just maybe, you know, have an option where Spear of Bastion, you know, you have something that just keeps everything in and boom, done. Or even have Conqueror's Banner in some way. Make it the Warrior's Banner, where you could be more of a support warrior, and you increase all stats by 5% for all of your teammates for a minute or something. I don't know. But have something that you could be a little bit more of a support type would be really, really fun and really neat to see, because right now Conqueror's Banner is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to press. It's a lot of fun to upkeep with the Legendary. Does it need to be in the state with the Legendary that it is now to still be fun? No, I don't think so. But having something where, like, you wouldn't be able to do this with a raid, but like everybody in your party, increase versatility for everybody in your party by 10% for, you know, on a 2-minute cooldown or something. I'm just spitballing here, but something to make you into the support warrior where you encourage your allies with shouts could be a lot of fun to see. So those are just a couple of things that I have in mind that I would like to see. The main one being, I would love to see the empowered Ignore Pain / Spell Reflect split, where you could choose how it works and really let us customize our abilities. Because at no point did what I say about Ignore Pain or Spell Reflect really be that OP. It's really not crazy strong, especially if you put like the downside on Spell Reflect, where you get to Spell Reflect more before procs, but it just Spell Reflects less damage back. That is an active choice you have to make on how many talent points you want to put in, what dungeon it is, and you could really have a lot of fun min-maxing, but at the same time, you could just kind of set it and forget it for the most part. If you just want to have 90% Ignore Pains, do have 90% Ignore Pains, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be 90%. I understand that might be a little OP, but just an empowered Ignore Pain would be really nice. So that is my list for Dragonflight wishlist for Prot Warrior. I am going to be doing this for all of the tanks. Is there anything that you have in mind that you would like to see? Any ideas for Prot Warrior that you may have? I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. Thank you everybody for all the support, and happy tanking!